I mean, look what happened with ABC. ABC had this story in 2015 and 2016. They had people on tape talking about this story, and yet they didn't broadcast it.
Now, you referenced earlier that Alan Dershowitz had something to do with that.
Yeah, well, I mean.
Well, he said he did.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether he did or not, but I can tell you what he told me. What he told me was that we ought to be interested in settling with him to get him out of the way, because he took credit for threatening ABC into not broadcasting the Virginia story.
What could Alan Dershowitz do to ABC? What would that threat consist of, would you think?
Threaten to sue them, threaten to get powerful people to...
Or he might just have friends.
And because what she mentioned, Amy Roback, the journalist, was that the British royal, that the palace had threatened.
Well, one of the things we know is that Epstein hired a PR firm, and that PR firm was coordinating responses with Prince Andrew. Prince Andrew said, he cut off his ties with Epstein. It's interesting. He didn't say he'd cut off his ties with Maxwell.
Right.
And we have Prince Andrew writing to Maxwell about one of our victims as late as 2015.
Hang on, writing about one of your victims?
Writing to Maxwell about one of our victims as late as 2015.
What, writing in what sense about?
Just trying to find out stuff about her.
To find out stuff about her. Wow.
One of the things that struck me
Wow.
about the Andrew, this is when I realized he was not the sharpest tool in the tool shed, was...
Well, when he gave the interview, I mean...
Well, yeah, step one.
Right.
And then step two...
They're saying that interview is a masterclass in disastrous PR, the Brits are saying
Yeah.
that. So
Well,
it's going to live for
he
eternity
said-
as the worst.
Yeah.
He kept saying
And
that
who
he was
ran PR for-
Ghislaine. He wasn't friends with Epstein.
He was friends with...
He was Ghislaine Maxwell's. Epstein was just Ghislaine's plus one.
Yeah.
And that's how he knew. And I just thought to myself, dude, she was his procurer of underage girls.
Exactly right.
And then you have a picture of her smiling at you with your arm around one of the procured
exactly.
girls.
And he also
I
said at
mean-
one point that his lifelong problem has been that he's too
Honorable.
honorable.
I mean,
Astounding.
it was
breathtaking from start to finish.
It was breathtaking, and it was one of those. I mean, when he first gave the interview, one of the things we didn't want to do is we didn't want to comment because we just didn't want to get in the way of it.
Well, you don't want to make it political.
We didn't want to play. We didn't
Yeah.
know. But I mean, I said. A reporter called me up and said, "Do you have a comment?" I said, "I can't give you a comment on the record, but I will tell you that if somebody wants to sit down in the middle of a studio, pour gasoline over themselves, and light a match, I'm just going to stand back." And
Yeah.
and that's what he did. I mean,
That's what he did.
It was.
Well,
But
what
I think
happened
there
was
is a
he came
psych-
in there covered with arrogance, and
Yeah.
that was the gasoline.
Yeah,
that-
exactly.
that,
I mean, he was. I
blew
mean,
him up.
but he was arrogant, but he was so unprepared.
Yeah.
Because.
But why hadn't they pre-interviewed him and said, you know what, no, let's not do this?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because you're not gonna-
I just.
Like lawyers do, right?
Yeah,
When
no,
they-
but look, I mean.
Oh, no, I think he saw himself as incredibly aggrieved.
But I'm talking about
And
the
that he
PR
was
teams
doing-
at Buckingham Palace who are
somebody-
supposed to be the
somebody
best in the
had to
world.
Say, wait a minute, this is not right. This is you're crazy, man.
Crazy.
Well, I don't know. His brother's been trying to get him off the payroll.
Yeah, right.
for a while.
Well, maybe it was saying, yeah, go ahead. Oh, Sounds great, yeah. Oh, that's a great story. You ought to get out there, man. You know, say, God, tell a story. You
Yeah,
know?
and boy, he not only that, he gets taken off the payroll, but he decides he's going to Bahrain. And of course, I don't know if you've ever read, as a matter of fact, this German journalist, I have the book for you, who exposed all the shenanigans of you know, major German media being paid by the Sultan of Brunei and various people to come visit and write fabulous stories about the dictatorship of Brunei. But you know, Bahrain, the Sultan of Bahrain. You're going to Bahrain now.
Yeah,
you know,
right. Well,
Wait, that's where Andrew's going?
he was gonna go, and the palace said, "Dude, you're not going anywhere.
anyway, just
be
stay
at-
here.
Yeah,
Just stay here.
home."
Undercover, you
Yeah.
know, and.
And meanwhile, Ferdy's probably sweating bullets, because where's the money gonna come